you doing, Woody? A couple of days ago I was out walking the dogs and found this cast. And it was laying right beside a jackdaw, or jackdaw's feet. That's probably from a buzzard cast. So looking at it, it's had rabbit. Now here's a cast from Woody that this is mainly rabbit, and you can see it's the same sort of colour. So the buzzard has probably been feeding on young baby rabbits, and also whether he caught the jackdaw, but probably it was an opportunist catch where it might have died or something else had it. But that was right by the jackdaw's feet. But just thought it was interesting to sort of compare sizes. Buzzard cast, household cast. Of course these vary in size anyway, these casts, depending on what he's eating. If he'd had a really big crop, this could have been larger. Sometimes they're very small, depending on what he's actually eating. But this cast would have probably been a full crop the day before, because they're not just going to eat part foods, they're going to fill their crops up. So I've opened these up now. This is the common buzzard, and not a great deal of bone in there. Bit of cast, bit of fur, but Woody, he's got a few bits of bone in there that he's cast up as well. But I've noticed that if Woody has a big bone, which could be so many inches long, he can swallow them. They never come up in the cast, so his body is capable of digesting large bone. Right, what we're going to do today is give Woody a piece of meat with a bone in it, and I want him to mantle out. His manners are pretty good. When he's on the glove, sometimes he doesn't mantle. Today I actually want him to mantle up so I can have a look and see what's going on with his wings and his tail. So far Woody, from the tail, done a left and a right, and somewhere near the left he'd lost one deck, as you know, so that's both decks out now. I'm hoping to see 2 new decks coming down, the one to replace the one we lost, and see if any of these other tail feathers are moving down. So the way I'm going to do that now is give him a little bit of food with some bone in it, get him mantling up, and we'll have a look, see how his wing's doing. The left hand wing, if you didn't know, we thought he may have wingtip edema or broken feathers, we're not sure, but I found 4 with the tips that are broken off. But he is putting them feathers down now, new ones. We'll have a look, see how they're getting on. When we first got Woody, which was in 2020, so he's coming up for 4 years old on the 10th of May, with the 1st of May today. I weighed him at his fat weight and he was 1 pound 8, and his fat weight now is 1 pound 14. So in 4 years he has certainly got larger. See that he may not even be tempted to jump across, I don't know, at this weight. No, so he's not going to, and that's purely because his weight is so high, he's not even going to be interested about coming to the glove. but I'll let him have a little feed. So you can see here his wings are in. If I move my hand up, he start mantling out there, and now I can have a little look at his wings. He's not over mantling. No, he's not really even over mantling today. But this is what I wanted to look at, this left hand one. Most of these feathers here, they're all new coming down. There's 5 all in this area. Hey. Hey, Woody. But Woody today, he's going to eat that. But he's not fussed if he got food or didn't get food today. It wouldn't really matter. I think today he would take it or leave it. So that if you saw him a few weeks ago mantling, he's feeding the dog as well whilst he's eating there. But doing it this way, like I said before in the other videos, if I gave him too big a portions, he would just keep eating and eating, and you can take him sort of to a little bit obese or a little bit fat, I believe. So now he's at this weight, I'll just give him the amount that I know is going to keep that weight, but I want to bring him down just a touch so he's not quite as heavy, maybe 3/4 of an ounce to an ounce lower, and he'll be about right, I think. But look, he's not really fussed. There's a load of meat on there. He's going to probably drop that now that he's decided that he's had enough, and he's hardly had any, and he's just thrown that on the floor and fed the dog. I think what I'll do, sun's shining, Woody's happy sitting there on his perch, I might make myself next season's bell, and what I'm going to do is choose a piece of metal in a minute. I'm not sure what I'm going to use, maybe a bit of copper, and I'm going to use a 15mm plumbing olive to try and join the 2 halves up. That's not how I normally join the 2 halves up, or normally use just butt the ends up, but I'm trying to make it a little bit, I'm trying to give the bell a little bit more depth. So this is a new idea. I'm going to use a ring sizer to try and expand the olive out if necessary. So this next bit is just me making the next bell for next season. If I'm not happy with it, if it's a little heavy using the olive, I'll just put it on my patadale and make another one. But it is quite enjoyable making your own bells, and not that time consuming. I think I can probably make one in about 35, 40 minutes. Another time I'll make him a Buick out of kangaroo hide, which I've got. New anklets, new flying jesses, new muse jesses. There's a lot of good kit you can buy, good companies making all sorts of stuff for these hawks. I'm just a bit stuck in my way now. I like making it. I just enjoy making as much as I can. I wouldn't even say I'm a traditionalist, because we're using telemetry, aren't we? So we move on. Falconry moves on. This is not about trying to be traditional for me, it's just about enjoying making my own equipment. And in some ways it's still nice to see how people still and the way things used to be done, and yeah, Woody seems to be okay. In fact, I have tried using braided stuff. I had braided flying jesses, and I flew my hawk and they came out whilst I was out. Maybe I wasn't using them right, but these permanent flying jesses are what I use. So they're permanently attached to the anklet, and I have them just a couple of inches longer than me grip. Just a couple of inches longer than me grip, so they're not too long, and they slip through the wood quite easily. Tiny little hole in the end, and that's it. I've even tried with no flying jesses, but it is a little bit more awkward when you want to hold your hawk, because Woody is a hawk that's been used to following on and hunting from the woods. He does hunt off the fist, but he's just about to have a little go at the dog then. He's been a little bit grumpy, ain't you, mate? Not with me though, not too bad with me, but other people he's not tolerating. So as I say, Woody is a hawk that does hunt from the fist, but he's doing a lot of following on, so as soon as we get near a wood he does try and get off my fist. So if I am hunting in the wood, I generally put a hood on him, and if we get a point, take the hood off. So at the moment, nice calm day. This is the start of power gliders coming over this way. They launch from over the top and sometimes come across here, and Woody absolutely hates them. Once he sees a power glider, I mean, to him that's some massive bird of prey, so he's not keen. But there isn't much that will bother Woody in the skies. You see him looking up sometimes, one eye, head tilted, just keeping an eye out. We generally have a few buzzards flying around, and hobbies and peregrines, and a few sparrowhawks flying about, but generally nothing too much to worry about. But I think he sees them paragliders as something pretty big and nasty, don't you, Woody? Hey? Yeah. Don't like paragliders, do you, mate? No.